Yes, it is a right time now to have more understanding about ionic compounds. Ionic compound means they are crystalline in nature. If they are crystalline means crystal lattices are going to build, and when crystal lattices do construct, do build, at that time one energy releases. The energy releases during the formation of crystal is called lattice energy. Let us study that lattice energy in this part. What is the lattice energy and how can we have general sense of lattice energy? How can we compare in a general way lattice energies of few ionic compounds? Let us see. Yes, students, let us understand one important term in chemistry, lattice energy. It is related to ionic compounds, it is related to crystal formation, lattice formation. Basically, these ionic compounds are resulted from whom? Cations and anions. So if cations and anion are brought together, then what do we expect between them? Attraction or repulsion? Certainly we'll say attraction. Suppose if I took one cation and one anion, as I bring them together, energy will decrease, 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 decrease. Up to what extent? There is a limitation. Up to particular limit, energy will decrease. Later on, energy increases. Now you will be the question: how can it be possible? Because as distance decreases, energy should decrease because of the attraction. But here I am saying energy increases. Yes, students. Whenever we say there is attraction, then at that time we should see is there any possibility of repulsion? What we said, cation attracts anion, and we are talking about ionic bond. We are talking about non-directional bonding. So cation is with several anions. Similarly, anion is with several cations. When cation and anion come closer, at that time cation come closer to other cations which are attracted to the anion. Similarly, anion as it comes closer to the cation means it is coming closer to the other anions. I agree that distance between cation and cation, anion and anion will be larger relative to the cation and anion. Means unlike forces of attraction will be larger compared to the like forces of repulsion. But are there? No? That I wanted to say. Result is decrease in energy. Net result is attraction. It doesn't mean there is no repulsion, there is repulsion. So as we bring cation and anion closer, closer, closer at particular limit, at particular time, at particular situation, this attractive force and repulsive force, attraction and repulsion balances. Means if I force them to come further closer, repulsion will be dominating relative to previous situation, and if I bring away from each other, then attraction will be there but less attraction. So at particular limit where there is equilibrium, I'm not saying 50-50% equilibrium, I am not saying that the equal kind of attraction and equal kind of repulsion, because if equal kind of attraction and equal kind of repulsion remains, then what will be there? Energy zero. I'm talking about that status where attraction was previously considerably dominating than repulsion, and now one stage comes that attraction is in equilibrium with repulsion. Never. It is not the fact that equilibrium means 50% should be the value of K, 50-50% rate of the forward and backward reaction. Suppose if I bring further closer the cations and anion, relative to previous situation, repulsive force will be dominating, causing increase in energy. So how will be our curve? See, in this diagram it is shown. At the beginning energy decreases. Which energy which I am talking about? potential energy. Energy decreases, it achieves the minimum value, and afterwards energy increases because repulsion becomes more dominating than attraction. So that minimum point where there is equilibrium between attraction and repulsion. Again, I am saying not equal attraction and equal repulsion. Equilibrium between attraction and repulsion, that is a ever stable situation for ionic compound. And at that stable situation, whatever the energy released, that released energy is none other than lattice energy. If I have to define it, pay attention towards the definition. Gaseous cations and anions, as they come closer to form crystal lattices, to form ionic compound, energy decreases. And energy at equilibrium, it's called lattice energy. Now I am improving the definition again. When gaseous cations and anions come closer to form ionic compounds, how much ionic compound? 1 mole of ionic compound. The energy released is called as lattice energy. Since there is a release of energy, since there is a decrease of energy of the system, there is a negative sign for lattice energy. During comparison, since for all lattice energy there is a negative sign, it is a conventional. Never energy remains negative, but it is our convention. Higher the value of lattice energy means higher negative value. Don't apply your algebraic knowledge. -5 is lower than -3. Agree. But all are minus values. In such cases, in chemistry, we compare by means of the magnitude, believing, considering it is the negative sign. By the way, other definition, as during formation of lattices energy releases, energy comes out during breaking the lattices. To break the lattice, what will happen? Energy is necessary. So energy needed to break the lattice to form individual cations and anions in gaseous form. More particularly, energy needed to break 1 mole of solid into its individual cations and anions, gaseous cations and anions, is called lattice energy. Now question you will be with, why are we considering gaseous cations and anions? See, in gaseous state there is no any kind of attraction. So free from attraction, separate isolated ion we could able to consider, where there is a no attraction, no repulsion from surrounding, means potential energy zero. So from that we want to start our energetics. So in order not to have other influence, we are considering separate, isolated reactants, isolated ions, isolated cations and anions. And what is the result? Solid. That is a ionic compound. So energy decreases. Now, on what factor this lattice energy depends? Now you come to know, because of charged species, because of charges on cations and anions, they come closer. More energy will be released as strong attraction remains. When will be there strong attraction? Two charges are there, then potential energy, what we consider potential energy, is directly proportional to product of charges, multiplication of charges, and inversely proportional to distance between them. Yes, these 2 points affect the lattice energy. High multiplication of charges, more will be the lattice energy. Lower the distance between the cation and anion, higher will be the lattice energy. Let us understand lattice energy by this example. See, in front of you, I am representing few solids. Calcium oxide, aluminum oxide, lithium fluoride, beryllium oxide and potassium iodide. Can we attempt to arrange them in increasing order of their lattice energy? I recap. Lattice energy is directly proportional to product of charges, cations and anions, and inversely proportional to separation or distance between them. Of course, crystalline arrangement matters, what kind of solid it is, that matters. But rough understanding we are doing. So cation size and anion size, about which if we have a little perspective, little understanding, we can get idea about distance between cation and anion. What do you think among these five, where will be their maximum product of charges? Beryllium oxide. Charge on beryllium plus 2. Oxygen minus 2. So plus 2 minus 2 means multiplication. Negative sign will be there. Therefore, attraction is negative. So answer is 4. For aluminum oxide, aluminum has charge plus 3 and oxygen minus 2. So plus 3 and minus 2, 6. Next, calcium and oxygen, answer is 4. Yes, it is like beryllium oxide. Lithium fluoride, lithium plus fluorine minus. So answer is 1. K plus and I minus, answer is 1. Where is a higher value of multiplication of charges? Aluminum oxide. So chances are there aluminum oxide is with large lattice energy. Let us write that aluminum oxide, extreme right side I write, I represent, because multiplication of charges is higher. Now there is a competition in beryllium oxide and calcium oxide. In such cases, take help of the radius, take help of the distance between cations and anion. Here both were oxide ion is common. Where is difference? Difference is in calcium ion and beryllium. Who is smaller, beryllium ion or calcium ion? B plus 2 or Ca plus 2? B plus 2 is smaller, because as we move down the periodic table, atomic or ionic size increases. Beryllium is at upside. So beryllium plus 2 is smaller. Smaller means more lattice energy will be there. See, about charges, higher charge multiplication, more lattice energy. About distance, lower the size, more of the lattice energy. So beryllium oxide will be with more lattice energy than calcium oxide. So what I do, left side to aluminum oxide, I write beryllium oxide, and to its left side calcium oxide. Further, two compounds are there where multiplication of charges is 1. One is lithium fluoride and other is potassium iodide. Now among these, cation also are different, anions also are different. How to conclude? Let us attempt potassium and lithium. Let us compare cations. Potassium and lithium. Who is smaller? Lithium plus is smaller. So now regarding higher lattice energy, I am approaching towards lithium. But wait, let me conclude about anion also. F minus and I minus, who is smaller? F minus. Yes, means in lithium chloride both are smaller, cation and anion also. So distance between cation and anion will be less. Lesser the distance, lower the value of R, higher will be the lattice energy. So I reread the sequence: potassium iodide, lithium fluoride, calcium oxide, beryllium oxide, and aluminum oxide in increasing order of their lattice energy. Shall I give you the practical values, real values? See, from left side. I give the values from left side. Let us see our logic is applied or not. Potassium iodide lattice energy is minus 649 kilojoule per mole. For lithium fluoride, minus 1036 kilojoule per mole. See, there's increase in lattice energy. Again, I am saying don't involve the negative sign during comparison of increase and decrease. Negative sign is mandatory. Negative sign will be there for lattice energy. It shows there is a decrease in energy during formation. So symbolic, we understand that minus sign. For calcium oxide, that lattice energy is minus 3400. See, considerable increase is there, because multiplication of charges also is accordingly larger. And for beryllium oxide, it is minus 4443, further larger. And for aluminum oxide, extreme larger, minus 16,000 kilojoule per mole. Interesting. Yes, means whatever the logic we applied, lattice energy is directly proportional to multiplication of charges and inversely proportional to the distance between cation and anion. Absolutely right. It's a general logic. Let us understand this concept by further example. Here I am representing five further compounds: sodium chloride, sodium bromide, magnesium fluoride, magnesium oxide and calcium oxide. Okay, let me represent the multiplication first. For sodium chloride, plus 1 minus 1. So answer is minus 1. Sodium bromide, minus 1. Magnesium chloride, magnesium plus 2 and fluoride minus 1. So it's minus 2. Magnesium oxide, minus 4. Calcium oxide, minus 4. So where is their high charge multiplication? For calcium oxide and magnesium oxide. So now there is a competition among them. To whom shall I represent extreme right? For the purpose of high lattice energy. Now, radius or distance between them will help us. Oxide ions are common. Answer for my question. Magnesium and calcium. Who is smaller? Right, magnesium plus 2. Because of small cation, the distance between cation and anion will be low. Lower the distance, lattice energy will be high. So magnesium oxide will be to extreme right side, then to left side calcium oxide. Afterwards, multiplication is minus 2. That's a magnesium chloride will come. Afterwards, there is a competition between sodium bromide and sodium chloride. Let us resolve this problem as we solved for magnesium oxide and calcium oxide. Here sodium ions are common. Difference is in anion. One where chloride and other where bromide. What do you think? Who is smaller, chloride or bromide? Right, chloride. Because of small chloride and distance between Na plus and Cl minus will be less. Lower the distance, higher will be the lattice energy. So sodium chloride has high lattice energy than sodium bromide. So now to left of magnesium chloride, sodium chloride will be there, and to left of it, sodium bromide. So what is the sequence now? Sodium bromide, sodium chloride, magnesium chloride, calcium oxide, magnesium oxide in the increasing order of the lattice energy. It is our logical explanation. Let us see what is the reality. Sodium bromide minus 747 kilojoule per mole. Sodium chloride minus 787 kilojoule per mole. Magnesium fluoride minus 2922 kilojoule per mole. Calcium oxide minus 3414 kilojoule per mole and magnesium oxide minus 3795 kilojoule per mole. Yes, means our simple logic multiplication of charges with which lattice energy will be directly proportional and distance between the cations and anion inversely proportional is applicable. Let us study one more example. Interesting. Lithium fluoride and sodium chloride. As per our logic, what do you think? Both were same charge. Means multiplication of charges minus 1. Distance if we see, then lithium plus is smaller compared to sodium plus. And about anion, fluoride minus also is smaller. So distance is smaller. So because of that, lattice energy for lithium fluoride should be larger than that of the sodium chloride, and here charge density point also is there. Greater difference is because of the charge density point. If we compare the sodium chloride, sodium bromide, sodium iodide, relative to that lithium fluoride considerable decreases there, and it is because of charge density point. Okay, here also logic is applicable. Let us understand this lattice energy, how to measure, how to find, how to calculate. For that, 3 points are included in your syllabus. Born-Lande equation, Kapuscinski equation, means it's an approximation actually, and Born-Haber cycle. Let us discuss them one by one. After this general concept of lattice energy, now it is a time to know how to measure the lattice energy, how to find the lattice energy, how to calculate the lattice energy. Let us see from next part.